I'm going to make an assumption that the picture you all see on the screen behind me is a pile of sticks. Well, what if I were to remind you that 12 to 15 years ago, you probably would have seen something completely different, maybe swords or wands? If I were to ask 4 to 6-year-old children the same question today, they would all likely say sticks, just like you did as a group of 18 and 19-year-olds. So what does this say about imagination and the way children play? This morning we're going to explore exactly what caused this change in play and its impacts on children. Over the past 50 years, the nature of childhood play has evolved from imaginative, creative, and outdoors to stagnant, electronic, and supervised due to the development of interactive technology, spiking crime rate, and the rise of the helicopter parent. This change ultimately reduces children's ability to socially interact as adults. The first influencer in this change in childhood play is the constant rising crime rate. According to Olivia Waxman, reporter for Time magazine, in 1981, the appalling abduction and murder of Adam Walsh took its toll on parenting styles around the country. The torture of looking at abducted children's faces on milk cartons, the creation of the National Center for Exploited and Missing Children, and the launch of television shows such as America's Most Wanted helped kickstart America's undeniable fear of strangers. Adam Walsh's abduction catalyzed the fear culture of today's society that only continues to grow. And as this crime rate continues to increase, parents' willingness to let their children play by themselves decreases dramatically. Along with rising crime rates, household situations change, leaving children with little to no free time to play by themselves or outdoors. Julie Lythcott-Hames, writer for Business Insider, claims that the most influential push for today's helicopter parent was in 1984 with the large-scale entrance of women into the workforce. Because women were working more often, children were placed into daycares or parents organized playdates with other kids, meaning there was little time for children to play the way that they wanted and the way that they had in the past. Not only this, but with mothers working more often, they could not see their children as much as they used to. So, when they had the opportunity, these mothers watched and engaged in play with children significantly more than they had in the past. This gradually led to childhood play being constantly supervised by parents and other adults. Not only did changing social situations and parenting styles affect the way children play, but the development of interactive technology continues to push children's play indoors. Before 1999, technology had little influence on children's lives, therefore creating limitations for types of play indoors. Because of these limitations, children were also forced to use their imaginations to entertain themselves. However, in 1999, technology reached the home, drawing children indoors much more often. In a span of just 7 years, Wii, Xbox, Nintendo DS, and online games such as Webkinz and Neopets were released. With the release of these new technologies, continue the migration from games outside to games indoors and online. Now, this evolution in play is not merely a change in the way children have played, but it significantly impacts their social and interpersonal skills as adults. This is justified by the increased levels of narcissism seen over generations. According to Peter Gray, guest author for the American Journal of Play, in 2007, 70% of college-age students showed higher levels of narcissism than college-age students in 1982. Because narcissism is an inflated view of oneself, more narcissistic people tend to separate themselves from others. And if we separate ourselves from others, we cannot interact. And if we cannot interact, we cannot develop the crucial social skills necessary in adulthood. So, in conclusion, child's play has been massively impacted by technology, crime, and social situations. This evolution, however, puts children at risk to struggle both socially and personally in their adult lives. Thus, it is up to us, this current generation, to decide whether helicopter parenting and staying up to date with the newest technology is worth risking the independence and abilities of our future children.